Welcome to the rabbit hole, where the mysterious events of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza remain unsolved and not everything is as it seems. Today we go down the rabbit hole to uncover the mysterious events surrounding Fazbear's Fright and what really happened to the ill-fated horror attraction. 30 years after the closure of the last Freddy Fazbear's Pizza in 1993, Fazbear's Fright is opened in 2023. Fazbear's Fright is a horror attraction meant to captivate on the past horrors that took place at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. In the year of 1983, 5 children were murdered in an event called the Missing Children's Incident, and another 5 were murdered at another location in 1987. The killer was caught after the first murders, but let go due to the bodies of the children never being found. He used a mascot costume to gain the children's trust and lure them to their deaths, but the murders ceased after 1987 as the murderer was never seen again. The reason the bodies were never found is because they were stuffed into the animatronic mascot costumes. The spirits of the lost children then proceeded to haunt the animatronics in an eternal search for vengeance against their killer. Though we are never told, it is likely that the night guard at the horror attraction is Mike Schmidt, aka Michael Afton. Michael had worked at both the 1987 and 1993 locations under the aliases of Fritz Smith and Mike Schmidt, and was fired for the same reasons at both locations: tampering with the animatronics and odor. It may seem strange that Michael would keep coming back, but there's a reason for his return. The horror attraction was almost ready to open, but was missing something: a real animatronic, though they weren't too far away from a big discovery. After talking to someone who had designed one of the pizzerias, they discovered the not-so-boarded-up safe room with a Spring Bonnie suit inside. The suit was moved to the attraction as the one and only animatronic, though this one was different.
Hey man, okay, I have some awesome news for you. First of all, we found some vintage audio training cassettes. Dude, these are like prehistoric. I think they were like training tapes for like other employees or something like that. So I thought we could like have them playing like over the speakers as people walk through the attraction. Dude, that makes us feel legit, man. But I have an even better surprise for you. And you're not gonna believe this. We found one. A real one. Gotta go, man. Well look, it's in there somewhere. I'm sure you'll see it. Okay, I'll leave you with some of this great audio that I found. Talk to you later, man.
In their haste to find an acceptable animatronic for the attraction, they didn't notice the corpse contained within the suit or the blood pool below it. After the closure of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza in 1993, the murderer had returned to the closed establishment to dismantle the band of animatronics possessed by the souls of the lost children, though things didn't go exactly as planned. Soon after the Missing Children's Incident, the company decided to seal up the safe room with the now decommissioned Spring Bonnie suit inside. It just so happens that the Spring Bonnie suit was one of the suits that the murderer had used and now rediscovered after breaking into the safe room during his return. He proceeds to dismantle the animatronics from the protection of the safe room, but what he didn't anticipate was the souls of the children being freed. With all of the souls being free from the animatronic prisons, they trap him in the safe room with no choice but to hide in the Spring Bonnie suit. Though in his haste to hide, he neglected to notice the dampness of the room and the rain seeping in. Due to the damp environment, the spring locks inside the suit trip, impaling the murderer and trapping him inside. He lies there dormant in the safe room for 30 years until being rediscovered by the owners of Fazbear's Fright. During Michael's second night on the job, he gets a call from Phone Dude detailing their discovery. He then notices the Springtrap animatronic wandering the building on its way towards him. One of the strategies to keep the Springtrap away was to lure him with audio in certain rooms because of a Springlock suit's mechanisms. The in-animatronic mode of the classic Springlock suits were set to walk towards the nearest sounds, though some of the systems were flawed. In their haste to make the building feel vintage, the company behind Fazbear's Fright may have made the systems barely functional, causing video, audio, and vent errors, though that isn't the end of Mike's troubles. He also sees hallucinations of multiple classic animatronics, such as Withered Freddy, Withered Foxy, Chica, Mangle, Balloon Boy, and the Puppet. The These hallucinations root from the memories of his time working at the last two Freddy Fazbear's pizza restaurants. The reason that there isn't a hallucination of Bonnie is because of the ever-present Spring Bonnie model wandering the building, acting as the one and only Bonnie in his subconscious. Even though at first it seemed like Springtrap was the only spirit still around, the puppet had also endured 30 years of restlessness, still carrying the goal of vengeance, though it didn't go completely as planned. The night before Fazbear's Fright was supposed to open, the building mysteriously burned down overnight. Everything salvaged from the wreckage was to be sold at private auction. The reason for the fire was said to be faulty wiring, though that was far from the truth. The fire was set by Michael Afton. After completing his week at Fazbear's Fright, he decided to try to end Springtrap and the horrors of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza by burning it all to the ground. But why would he do that? Well, what I didn't say was that Michael Afton is the son of William Afton, also known as the murderer, now trapped inside of the Springtrap suit. Burning down Fazbear's Fright was an attempt to finish off his murderous father, along with any trace of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, though this plan didn't go exactly right. Brightening the arson newspaper revealed Springtrap, who made it out of the fire unscathed. Michael was successful in burning down Fazbear's Fright before opening, but failed to end the man behind the slaughter. With both Springtrap and the puppet still wandering Hurricane, Utah, it seems that this rabbit hole just keeps going deeper.
Father, it's me, Michael. I did it. I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there. They didn't recognize me at first, but then they thought I was you. And I found her. I put her back together, just like you asked me to. She's free now. But something is wrong with me. I should be dead, but I'm not. I've been living in shadows. There is only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come